How are you doing today? Mike Zuber, one rental at a time. And I have been thinking about the Redfin's CEO quote for a day now. And that is the single family market is insane. And when I hear that, when I think that, first off, I agree with them. If you know, I've been talking about the real estate market for the last several months being just crazy. We saw existing home sales up 15% for the nation. This bubble, this issue is getting bigger. I think some markets are in trouble or others aren't. So I think there are really three questions you need to ask yourself because right now, seemingly every market is winning. But what you need to ask yourself is, will my market win in the future? How long can my market stay hot? That's what we have to find out. My market is hot today, but how long will it stay hot? I think there are three questions you need to ask yourself because I think some markets will win and some markets will lose. Some markets will win for years to come. Some markets will win for the next 6 months and fall off. If you are making investment decisions in a market that is hot now that turns cold, you can go broke. If you are in the early cycle of a multi-year run of a hot market, things could get really good. So here are the three questions I think you need to ask. These questions need to be asked about your local market. None of these questions could be answered nationally. The data would be irrelevant and non-investable. These three questions need to be asked about your market. Number one, real estate is hot. We have to find out why. Are we seeing new housing formation, right? Are people moving out of their parents', bedroom? Are they getting married? Are families coming in to the area? Early data, at least nationally speaking, and again, nationally is not relevant. You have to figure out your market. But nationally speaking, we have record numbers of kids living at home. And by kids, I really should say young adults. This health crisis had pulled kids back, but that will reverse. The question for your market is when and if, or when that reverses, what will happen? Will it be additive or will they leave the area? So housing formation. Right now, I would say it's down for most of the country, but again, you must watch it locally. And most importantly, understand, is it changing? Because it will change. Kids come home, kids leave. These are important, if not critical questions to ask yourself. That's number one. Number two, do you have migration to your city or your market? Are you in a city or a locale that people are exiting? Think San Francisco, think New York City. I would argue there are likely dozens of other cities. So ask yourself, are you investing in a market that is going to see net population exit or come in? Because there will be some cities that not only see a hiccup in demand or population, but what you could likely see, and this is where the real winners will be long term, there are some cities, in my opinion, that will have years of net migration. 2021, 2022, 2023, as the country tilts, as they exit expensive to less expensive cities, as work from home goes from a nice to have to something that companies do long term. There are life decisions being made now, and as that builds, some cities will see a rush. Think maybe around San Francisco, as people are exiting the city and going, hey, I'm not sure if work from home is real. I want to be close enough just in case. Maybe next year, by next summer, they're like, oh my God, I can get out of California. I'm out of here. These are things we have to watch. Is your city or your market seeing migration in or out? And pay really special attention to the trend here because these trends can accelerate or decelerate? And these are things that we're going to have to watch for the next couple of years, in my opinion. And then lastly, is your city benefiting from what I am calling the rent to own transition? It is very clear and without question that the big cities are losing renters. But is your city picking up owners? I believe the first-time buyers, I believe millennials are fundamentally changing the real estate market. The data will prove it out in years to come. But I truly believe millennials will pick the cities that they collectively want to go to and the ones that they collectively want to leave. This is investable, but you have to ask it about your location. These are very interesting things to look at. So again, 3 questions to ask about your market. Any national speak is irrelevant. You have to investigate. You have to watch your location. You have to watch the trend, because if you can catch a market that has a years to run, you can get lots of appreciation, you can get rental growth, and you will have solid rental tenants. Question number 1, again, what is how? But this is one that will unlock, hopefully next summer, end of next year. These kids, these 20-somethings that are back with mom and dad, trust me, they don't want to be there. Mom and dad doesn't want them to be there. They will leave. So watch that trend. Number 2, is your city a city that is attracting population? And now let's think about attracting. Are you attracting the high-tech workers, the people that can work from home? Is it that kind of environment? That's what you need, right? That's the people that are leaving the high-dense New York, San Francisco, LA, right? So is your city attracting, or is your city or county or state repelling? Right now, New York and California are quite simply and unfortunately repelling people. Not only are people at the high income leaving, but we are reducing the people that want to come here. That's not good. But where are they going? Housing is important. It goes water, food, shelter. There will be many, many, many cities that win because of migration and the wealth that is exiting some states. And then lastly, the rent to own thing is happening. I again think there will be some cities that have outpaced benefit from this. So is your city going to be one of those? So again, these are the 3 questions I think you have to ask. You have to research, you have to watch them. I think these trends will have fits and starts. I think they will evolve over time. I think it will be something you'll have to watch probably quarterly. But if you're watching them and you get ahead of a good wave, lots of good things can happen. And again, there's the good side, winners, and then there will be losers. Just like there will be many cities that will do okay, there will be many cities that get crushed because they are not seeing home formations, they are not getting migration, and they are not seeing the benefit of rent to own. That's what I think. Let me know what you think. Tell me about your cities. If you want to tell me about a city you invest in, answer those 3 questions. I'd love to hear from you. Leave a comment below. And again, Mike Zuber, one rental at a time. Give me a thumbs up. And please subscribe because I create original content for you every day. Bye-bye, everyone.